And start to roll those shoulders up and back, lengthening through the neck, lifting the crown of the head up towards the back of the room. And you can either point the toes down towards me, or if you prefer to keep the knees bent to start with, you can just let that weight drop down through the heels into the ground. Start to take those arms up and overhead, bending gently at the elbows if you need to, if the shoulders feel a little stiff to begin with. Tuck the chin down a little lower and just feel that openness across the collarbone. Again, maybe roll the head side to side. Try and bring the ear down to the ground on one side. And then all the way over to the other side. And then if you haven't already, bend the knees, slide the heels in towards the bum and step the feet a little bit wider. And then just start to rock the knees side to side, bringing them down as low as you can. Nice and slow, just rolling onto the outside edges of the feet. Warming up through the lower back and starting to work a little bit into the ankles. You're going to pause in the centre there and just pull the right knee in towards the chest. So working the thigh onto the belly and then pulling the knee towards the armpit. So it's kind of coming towards the side of the body. If you're feeling nice and flexible today, you can try and straighten out that left leg. So try and point the toe down towards me and pull that right knee up towards the right armpit and just circle through that right ankle. Get out any of those little pops and clicks in those smaller joints. And then slide the hands to the back of the right thigh. Start to lift the sole of the right foot up to the ceiling. So you've got the right toes pulling down towards the face, the heel pushing up to the ceiling. Take the hands to the back of the thigh and just pull that knee down into a half happy baby pose. If you're feeling a little bit more flexible, you can always try taking the first two fingers of the right hand, hooking them around the right big toe, and just taking that stretch a little deeper. Again, you can straighten out that left leg, or you can keep the knee bent, whatever feels best to start with. And then slowly guide that right foot back down onto the mat. And then you're going to pick up the left knee. So pull the left knee in towards the belly. Straighten out the right leg if that feels good. And then start to circle through the left ankle. Moving into that half happy baby. So taking the hands to the back of the left thigh. Pushing the sole of the left foot up towards the ceiling, or if you prefer to take the stretch a little deeper, taking the first two fingers, hooking them around the big toe, and pulling that knee right down towards the armpit. And slowly guide that left foot all the way back down to the mat. Pull both heels in, rock those knees side to side a couple more times, and then pull both knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze and a roll side to side. And then take both hands to the back of the thighs and straighten the legs. Point both toes up towards the ceiling. Point the toes, flex the feet, and circle through the ankles. Let's start to warm up those hamstrings. See if you can keep those legs hovering there. So just using the strength in the core, and sweep those arms up and overhead. So let the backs of the hands rest on the floor behind you. Have the palms facing up to the ceiling. Keep those toes pointed. Pull the kneecaps down towards the belly button. Engage the core muscles. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Keep those toes pointed. And then slowly bend those knees, float the heels back down to the ground, and then bring the soles of the feet together. Open both knees out wide and sweep those arms back down beside you. Use the hands to support the outside of the thighs. Maybe rock the knees side to side a little bit if that feels nice. And then keeping the left leg where it is, you're going to straighten out the right leg. So pushing the sole of the left foot against the inside of the right leg. Working that left knee down to the ground, finding that lying tree pose. And bring that left knee back up to center. You're going to take the right hand onto the left knee and then guide that knee down to the ground on the right hand side. Turning the head to look over the left shoulder and just feeling that nice gentle spinal twist. Slowly all the way back over, open that left knee out to the side once again, and then slide that right heel in to meet it. Come back to that reclined butterfly pose, have a little rock side to side. And then keeping the right leg in position, you're going to straighten out the left leg this time. So pushing the sole of the right foot against the inside of the left leg. Find that lying tree pose on the other side. And then guide that right knee back up to center. Take the left hand onto the right knee and bring it down to the ground on that left side, turning the head to look over the right shoulder and twist that spine the other way. And all the way back over. Slide both heels in towards the bum. Pull those knees into the chest one last time. Have a little roll side to side. And then roll all the way over onto your right side. Take a little moment there. And then slowly in your own time, guide yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Roll those shoulders up and back a few times. Maybe take a little turn of the head side to side. And then try and sit up nice and tall. Pull the spine right in toward, pull the belly button right in towards the spine. Take one hand down to the ground, take the other arm up and over for a nice gentle side bend. Trying to spin the chest open so the chest is facing up towards the ceiling and keep both bum cheeks down on the mat. Shoulders nice and relaxed. And then slowly come all the way up and over to the other side. Again, spinning that chest open to the sky. And all the way back to center. Take the hands onto the knees now. We'll do a little bit of a seated cat-cow flow just to warm up through the spine. So pulling the belly button in towards the spine, drop the head down, round the back, push it towards the back of the room. Bring the shoulders together at the front. And then push the chest forwards. Squeeze the shoulder blades together at the back. Lift the chin and lift the face. Inhale, pull that belly button in towards the spine. Drop the head round the back. And exhale, push it forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the face. One more time. Inhale, pull it backwards. And exhale, push it forwards. And then straighten up one more time. You're going to take the hands all the way over to one side. Big breath in, lift the chest. And And big breath out, turn and look behind you, really pushing down through that back hand to keep the chest up high and the spine nice and long. Slowly back to center and all the way over to the other side. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, twist. And back to center. You're going to uncross and recross the legs. So you've got the opposite one on top this time. And we'll just take that side bend one more time. So one hand down to the ground, other arm comes up and over. This time try and twist that chest a little further. And up and over to the other side. And back to center. You're going to bring the soles of the feet together now. Have the knees open out wide and take hold of the feet if you can. Maybe bounce those knees a little bit. Flap your butterfly wings. And if you want to, you can take a forward fold. Big breath in, lift the chest up nice and high. And then big breath out. Start to lead forward with the chest, working the nose down towards the toes. And maybe using the elbows to push the knees a little wider if that feels nice. And slowly roll all the way up through the spine. And if you want to join us with the balance, you're going to take the first two fingers and hook them around your big toes. See if you can float the heels up off the floor and just balance on your bottom. You might want to stay there, or if you're feeling brave, maybe you want to start to lift the feet, widening the legs, holding your balance steady. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Well done. Bring the soles of the feet back together. Plant those feet down on the floor. Take a big breath in. Reach those arms up. And breathe out. Take a forward fold. Taking hold of those feet and working the knees outwards once again. Pushing the chest a little further towards the toes. And slowly uncurl the spine. You're going to take those feet a little wider now, so keeping the knees bent and taking the feet a bit wider. You're going to take the hands behind you for support and then just rock those knees side to side, trying to get them all the way down to the ground if you can. We've started to warm up through the hips and lower back now, so things should be feeling a little looser. And then you're going to drop those knees all the way over to one side and see if you can start to sit up a little taller. Taking a little twist so the hands come down to the ground in front of that front knee. Keep the chest up nice and high if you need to. If you're feeling a little bit more flexible, maybe you want to come down onto the forearms. Relax the glutes. Nice and soft through the ankles. And if you want to peel up that hand and turn it into a chest opener, you can reach the fingers up to the sky. And slowly sweep that hand all the way back down. Ease your way back up onto your hands. And then come back to center and all the way over to the other side. Hands come down to the ground. You can stay up here, or you can come down onto the forearms. And you can stay here, or you can open the chest, pointing the fingers up to the sky. And slowly come all the way back down, back up onto the hands, back to center, and then you're going to bring those feet together, bring the knees together, and come all the way over onto all fours. We'll move through that cat-cow flow once again, pulling that belly button up towards the sky, tucking the tailbone under, dropping the head round in the back. Big breath in. And breathe out, push the belly button down, lift the tailbone, lift the face, and squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, pull it in. And exhale, push it down. One more time, inhale up. And exhale down. And come to neutral. You're going to tuck those toes, lift the knees, lift the bum, start to come all the way up into your downward dog. Pedal the feet. Bending one knee and then the other. Making sure you push the ground away firmly with the hands. Space across the back of the shoulders. Keep the chin tucked up towards the chest. Hold it up here for 3 breaths. And when you've done your 3rd breath, you can drop those knees back down. Bring the feet together, step the knees wide, sit the bum back towards the heels, slide the hands out in front and let the forehead come down. Take a little moment in your child's pose. You're always welcome to take a child's pose or any other resting pose at any point during the class. If you need a break, if you get a little tired. In your own time, you're going to come back up onto all fours, making sure the hands are firmly planted. You've got the fingers spread nice and wide, the wrists underneath the shoulders, and the knees stacked underneath the hips. You're going to step out with that right foot, so come onto the right toes and pushing out through that right heel. Start to shift the weight forwards and backwards. And then see if you can float that right leg up behind you, pointing the toes to the back of the room. Keep the abdominal muscles knitted together at the front, squeeze those glutes. And then bend that right knee, point the right toe up towards the sky. Maybe see if you can reach forward with the left hand. And if you're feeling sturdy there, maybe you want to reach backwards, grabbing hold of that right foot, and if you can reach, pulling that foot high up into the air, squeezing the muscles of the back. Hold it in your tiger stretch for 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly release, come all the way back down, back to all fours, and then just shift those hips side to side. And we'll do it again on the other side. So step backwards with that left foot, pushing out through the left heel. Shift the weight forwards and backwards. And then try floating that left leg up, pointing the toe to the back of the room. Try bending the knee, pointing the toe up to the sky. Maybe try reaching forwards with the right hand. And if you feel sturdy there, try reaching back, grabbing hold of the left foot. And if you can reach, pulling that foot high in the air, squeezing the muscles of the back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back down. Shift those hips side to side. And then walk those hands in towards the knees. Sit back on the heels. Sweep those arms up. Take a big breath in. And breathe out. Come all the way down. You're going to take another little spinal twist now. So take the hands all the way over to one side. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twist and look behind you. Back to center and over to the other side. Inhale, lift. And exhale, twist. And all the way back to center. You're going to plant those hands on the floor once again, coming back to your all fours position. And this time you're going to step out to the side with the left leg. So you're having the left toes pointing forward, same way as the fingertips. And then you're going to walk those hands in towards the knees and come up to a high kneeling position. Slide the left hand down the left leg, sweep the right arm up and over for a sideways bend. then sweep that top hand all the way down to the ground. Take that stretch the other way. You can stay there. If you want something a little bit more challenging, try picking up that left foot, grabbing hold of it with the left hand, pushing that pelvis forwards, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And slowly release, floating all the way back up to center. Taking the hands back down to the mat, stepping that left knee in, shift the hips side to side. And then we'll go the other way, so step out with the right foot. So right toes pointing forward, same way as the fingertips. And then walk those hands in, take that right hand down the right leg, take it up and over for a side stretch. And then reverse it, take it the other way. And then try picking up that right foot if you can, pushing the pelvis forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And all the way back to center. Come all the way back up. Taking the hands down, step that right knee in, shift the hips side to side. And then you're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees. Let's come up into another downward dog. Keep pedaling those feet. Keep stretching out those hamstrings, tailbone up high. Let's go for another 3. And 2. And 1. You're going to walk those hands in towards the feet. Let the heels drop down. Slowly roll all the way up the spine. Take a big breath in. Sweep those arms up and overhead. And big breath out, fold forwards. Take the hands down to the ground or as low as you can. You can have a little sway side to side. Maybe keep the knees bent if that feels good. Trying to lead down with the chest and take that pressure out of the lower back. Hold it down here just for another second. And then slowly roll all the way up the spine. Big breath in, sweep those arms up. And breathe out, relax. Well done. You're going to step those feet nice and close together now. Have the toes touching, have a small distance between the heels, and you're going to try and squeeze the legs together as if they were one solid unit. Take a big breath in, sweep those arms up, and bring those hands to prayer position at the top. And then slide those prayer hands down to your chest. Squeeze the thighs together and sit the bum down in your invisible chair. Keep the chest up nice and high. Drive the tailbone down towards the ground. Sink a little lower. For 3, 2, and 1. Fold forwards. Take that strain out of the legs. Just hang there nice and loose, maybe letting the arms sway side to side. And then you can roll all the way up the spine. Roll those shoulders at the top. And we'll take a few little balances. So if you want to move yourself off your mat and towards a wall or a counter or anything else that's going to help you to balance, feel free to do so. Otherwise, you may prefer just to step off the mat. Maybe the hard floor will be a little bit easier for you to balance on. And we'll start with a nice easy tree pose. So start by coming up onto the right toes and then taking that right heel down on top of the left foot. Maybe you want to place the right heel against the inside of the left ankle, or maybe you want to slide that right foot up that left leg. Whichever your preferred version of this tree pose is, see if you can hold it steady there with the hands wherever it's going to help you to balance. So either on the waist, out wide, up tall, or in prayer position at your chest, whatever you like. Use those toes to grip the ground. Hold it steady for 3, for 2, for 1, relax, slowly come all the way down. Just pedal those feet. Stretch out the tops of the feet, roll over the toes if that feels good. And then we'll try on the other side. So come up onto the left toes and then place that left heel either on top of the right foot, against the inside of the right ankle, or somewhere up the standing leg. Take the hands wherever it helps you to balance, whatever your preferred version of tree pose is. Use the wall if you need to. Keep breathing and hold it steady. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Come all the way down. Pedal through those feet once again. Roll over the toes if it feels good. And then we've got a couple more balances to go. So stay in position by the wall or wherever you have moved to. Come back up onto those right toes and try and take the hands to the waist. Find a spot on the floor to focus on. So maybe look at someone's water bottle or something like that, something that isn't moving. And then when you feel steady, grounding down through that left foot, try to peel up the right toes, bringing the knee to about hip height or as high as you can get it. If you feel sturdy there, try opening that right knee out to the side, just letting that right foot hover. So it's not quite pushing against the inside of the left leg. You're trying to use the strength in the right hip to keep that leg suspended. Hold it there for 3, for 2, and for 1. Bring that right knee back in and plant that foot back down on the floor. Pedal those feet one more time. And then you're going to come up onto the left toes. Peel that foot up, bring that knee to about hip height. And if you're sturdy there, try opening the knee out to the side, strong through the hips, steady in the core. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. All the way back into center. Plant that foot, pedal the feet one last time. And we've got one final balance to do. We're going to have a go of our dancer stretch. So you're going to begin by coming up onto the right toes. See if you can bring that right heel up towards the right bum cheek. Try reaching back with the right hand. See if you can grab hold of that right foot. Maybe you can take the left arm up to the sky. And maybe you can shift the weight forwards, bringing that right foot up behind you, reaching the fingers towards me. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, slowly, slowly come all the way back up. Give those hips a little shake, and then we'll do the same on the other side. Up onto the left toes. Bring the left heel up towards the left bum cheek. Take the left hand backwards, grab hold of that foot. Reach the right arm up to the sky. And maybe shift it forwards. Reaching the fingers towards me. Hold it steady for 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly, slowly come all the way back down. Well done. One more big breath in. Sweep those arms all the way up. And big breath out, fold forwards. Try and get those hands a little lower this time. Last couple of breaths there. And slowly roll all the way up the spine. You can step back onto your mat now. If you moved over to the wall, you're going to come to the top edge of your mat. Take a breath in and sweep the arms up. Breathe out, fold forwards. Breathe in, slide the hands up towards the knees, lift the chest, flatten the back and look forwards. And then breathe out, bend the knees, take the hands down to the ground, step the feet back into your high plank position. Keep the knees up to begin with. And then drop the knees down, keeping the elbows pulled in. Slowly lower the chest all the way down. And then start to push the ground away, lift the chest. Start to come up into your back bend, your cobra or your sphinx pose. And then shift that weight all the way backwards and sit back into your child's pose. Take a rest there. Catch your breath. Grab a drink. Do whatever you need to do, and then we'll start to slow things down a little more. Last little breath here. And then start to lift up onto the fingertips. So you just kind of float in the belly, float in the chest up and looking towards the fingers. Walk those fingers over to the right hand side of your mat. Feel that stretch through the left side of the body. All the way back to centre and then over to the left side, feeling that stretch through the right side of the body. And all the way back to centre. Walk those hands in, sit back on the heels, and then come up to a high kneeling position. From here, you're going to step forward with the right foot. So just get comfortable in this lunge position to start with. You can begin with the knee stacked over the ankle, and you can take the hands onto that front knee for a little bit of stability. If you're feeling nice and loose and limber by now, you might want to crawl those right toes a little further forwards, sinking the pelvis a little lower to the mat, and finding a deeper lunge position. If that feels comfortable enough, maybe try dropping the hands down towards the ground. See if you can bring the hands down to the mat on the inside edge of that right foot. If it feels good, you can roll onto the outside edge of the right foot, opening the knee out to the side of the room. And maybe you can peel those right fingers up off the mat, reaching them up to the sky, finding that spinal twist. And slowly sweeping that right hand all the way back down. Come back up onto the sole of the right foot. If you're feeling brave, maybe you want to tuck the left toes, lift the left knee and find that low runner's lunge. Drop that left knee down. Walk those hands in a little closer towards the left knee, and then you can slide that right knee back. Sit back on the heels, have a little shake side to side. This is the last one on the knees now. And then we'll come up and do the other side. So step forward with the left foot, take the hands onto the left knee for support. And if you like, you can scooch that left foot a little further forwards, making that lunge a little deeper. Keep the chest up high, the shoulders down. And if you're feeling super flexible, try taking the hands down to the ground on the inside edge of that left foot. Maybe opening that left knee out to the side, rolling onto the side of the foot. And maybe peeling those left fingertips up off the floor, opening the chest to the side of the room. And sweeping that left hand back down, come back up onto the sole of the left foot, Walk those hands back in towards the right knee and then sweep that left leg backwards. Shift those hips side to side one last time. And then swing those legs around. Sit on your bottom with the feet out in front of you, about hip width apart. Keep the chest up nice and high, and you're going to take the hands to the back of the thighs. Start to walk the heels in a little closer towards the bum, and maybe see if you can grip hold of the opposite fingers underneath the back of the thighs. Float those feet up off the floor, and then maybe point those toes towards me, trying to hover the legs parallel with the ground. Keep the chest up high, the shoulders relaxed, and hold it here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Float those feet all the way down, straighten out the legs, take a big breath in, sweep those arms all the way up. And big breath out, fold forwards, taking the hands down as low as they can go, pushing the chest towards the toes. Slowly slide the hands all the way back, up the legs, rolling those shoulders at the top. And then you're going to pull the heels in, cross the legs, and we'll just take one more little twist before we have a go of our half lotus. So take the hands over to one side, lift the chest, big breath in, and breathe out, turn and look behind you. Really pulling on that knee to get yourself as deeply into this twist as you can. You can experiment with pulling that back hand closer towards the bum, or maybe further away, seeing what gives you the nicest twist through the upper back. And slowly back around to center. Roll those shoulders in the middle, and then take it over to the other side. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, twist. Again, really pulling on that knee to get as deep into the twist as you can. And slowly back to center. From here, you're going to straighten out the right leg. So the sole of the left foot is still pushing against the inside edge of that right thigh, and that might be enough for you today. If you want to, you can try picking up that left foot and seeing if you can place it on top of the right thigh for that half lotus stretch. We're as warm and as loose as we possibly can be now, so this is the time when this stretch feels the easiest. If it still feels like it's a challenge for you, then please just place that foot back down on the floor and just go back to that normal tree stretch. If this feels good and it feels okay on the ankle, maybe you want to take a forward fold. Big breath in, sweep those arms up. And big breath out, fold forwards, reach for those right toes. Keep hold of the left foot if you need to, if you feel like it's going to slide off the thigh. And slowly coming all the way back up that straight leg. You're going to uncross the left leg, straighten both legs out in front of you, give the hips a little shift side to side, and then pull the right heel in, open the right knee out to the side, so you're pushing the sole of the right foot against the inside of the left leg, and then you can stay there, or you can try picking up that right foot and folding it onto the top of the left thigh. You can stay there, or you can take your forward fold, holding onto the foot if you need to. Breathe in, reach up, and breathe out, fold forwards, reach for those left toes. Keep breathing deeply. And slowly uncurl the spine. Take that right foot off, straighten both legs out. Just give the legs a little bit of a wiggle, and one last time. Breathe in, reach up. And breathe out, fold forwards. Try and get those fingers as low as you can now. Use the breath to guide you deeper into the stretch. Use the inhale to lengthen through the spine, reaching the crown of the head forwards. And then use that exhale to fold deeper, crawling those fingers towards the toes. Last couple of breaths. And then slowly slide those hands all the way back, up the legs, straightening that spine, rolling the shoulders at the top. And then you can start to ease your way down onto your backs. Just take a little minute there, have a little wiggle through the shoulders and hips. Try and flatten down the spine as much as you can, tucking the tailbone under and pushing the lower back down as flat as you can. If it feels good, you can always reach the arms up and overhead, keeping the elbows bent and just taking some of that pressure off the shoulders, feeling that nice openness across the chest, across the collarbone. And then you can slide those heels in towards the bum and just start to rock the knees side to side. And just stretch out through the hips after that half lotus. You're going to peel the right foot up off the floor, reaching the right toes up to the ceiling. Take a breath here. And then guide that right foot down onto the left knee. So you're opening that right knee out to the side. And you can stay here, or you can rock the hips side to side. Or if you want to make the stretch a little bit more intense, you can try picking up the left foot, maybe taking the hands to the back of that left thigh and pulling it in a little closer towards you, making that stretch through the right hip a little deeper. And slowly taking that left foot back down to the ground, uncrossing that right one and planting both heels back on the mat. Give the hips a little sway side to side, and then we'll do the same on the other side. Heel the left foot up, point the toes up to the ceiling. And then guide that left foot down onto the right knee. Open the left knee out to the side. And you can sway side to side there, or to make it a little deeper, you can try picking up the right foot, taking the hands to the back of the right thigh, and pulling that leg in a little closer to deepen the stretch through the left hip. Slowly take that right foot back down to the ground. Uncross that left leg. Take both feet down onto the floor. Give those hips a last little shake side to side. And then pull both of those knees in. Have a little squeeze and a roll on the spine. And then try and take those knees a little wider, so you're pulling the knees kind of towards the armpits. And from there we'll move into our happy baby stretch. So you can float the soles of the feet up so they're pointing towards the sky, and you can either take the hands to the back of the thighs, you can take the first two fingers and hook them around the big toes, or you can take the hands to the outside edges of the feet. Whatever version of that stretch feels most comfortable for you. And you can either stay still here on your backs, or you can have a little roll side to side. Think about tucking the chin towards the chest and flattening down the back of the shoulders, reaching the crown of the head to the back of the room and pushing the lumbar spine into the ground. Last few seconds here. And then you can float those feet back down to the mat and step the feet a little bit wider. So you're bringing the little toe to the outside edge of the mat and take the arms out wide. Straight line across from fingertip to fingertip, have the palms facing upwards. And you're going to drop those knees all the way over to the left side, turning the head to look over the right shoulder. Let those knees drop as low as you can. If you need to reposition the feet in order to let the legs fully relax, that's fine. Have a little bit of a move around, see what feels best. Let the breath slow down. Start to notice yourself cool down, especially as you make contact with that cold ground. It will start to cool you down, slow you down. The breath will start to return to a more natural, shallow pace. Let those knees sink down as low as you can. And slowly bring the knees all the way up and take them over to the other side, turning the head to look over the opposite shoulder. And again, reposition the feet if you need to. Let those legs relax fully. Feel that release across the hip and the glute on that left side. Keep the neck long, the shoulders relaxed, and just feel that rise and fall of the belly. If the eyes start to feel heavy, you can close them now. Final few breaths. And slowly bring those knees all the way back up to center. And from there you can straighten out the legs. Bring the arms in a little closer to you. And just for these final few minutes, try and find a comfortable position for you to relax in. If you want to pop your socks on, grab a jacket, anything like that, feel free to do so now. And then just get as comfortable as you can for these final couple of minutes. If you do find that you get any discomfort in the lower back, when you're in this flat position, you can always bend the knees, Pull the heels in towards the bum and just correct that gentle curvature of the lumbar spine. Usually people prefer to rest with the arms beside them and the palms facing up. So you get that external rotation of the shoulders, you get that nice open feeling across the chest. But if you prefer to rest another way, that's okay too. Close the eyes if you like. And starting at the soles of the feet, try and keep everything as loose, relaxed, soft and easy as you can. Feel that softness in the toes and the heels, and spread up through the ankles into the lower legs. Keep that softness in the knees, and let it travel up through the thighs, into the pelvis, the groin, the hips, the lower back and the lower belly. Feel that gentle up and down movement of the belly as you breathe. That expansion of the rib cage as you fill up the lungs. Feel the ribs expand to the sides of the room. And then knit back together as you breathe out. Let all that breath go. And sink deeper into the mat with every exhale. Continue to allow that softness to spread across the chest, out towards the shoulders, down through the arms and all the way into the palms of the hands and out through the tips of the fingers. And finally, let that softness spread upwards through the throat into the jaw, the cheeks, the lips, and the tongue. Keep the lips together, but gently part the teeth and unclench the jaw. Soften across the eyelids, the eyebrows, and the forehead. Feel the breath move in and out through the nose, or the mouth, or a combination of the two. And just remain here in this peace and stillness for a final few moments. Take a big breath in. And breathe out. And start to wiggle the fingers and toes. And start to roll the head from side to side. Start to move through the wrists and the ankles, the knees and the elbows, the shoulders and the hips. Deepening that breath And starting to bring some life back into the body. Sweep those arms open overhead. Rest the backs of the hands on the ground. Reach the fingers to the back of the room. Point the toes down towards me. Take a big full breath here. And as you breathe out, pull the knees in towards the chest. Have a last little squeeze and a last little roll side to side on the spine. Roll all the way over onto your right side and softly open the eyes if you haven't already. And then in your own time, make your way back up to a comfortable seated position. Roll those shoulders up and back. Take any last little twists or anything that you need to do just to bring yourself back to life. And then finally sweep those arms all the way up and overhead. Bring the hands to prayer position at the top. And then slide those prayer hands down to your chest. Thank you so much for coming out this evening. I'll see you next week. Namaste.